So this is Mortal Kombat for the Vita. We really wanted to kind of make a customized version of Mortal Kombat, which was really successful for us. A lot of people really liked the game a lot, and we wanted to make a version of the game that was customized specifically for the Vita. Keeping kind of the same materials and details that made Mortal Kombat successful, but actually adding a few more gadgets and things in there to make the game customized for Vita. We wanted it to be an all-new experience so that people that have actually kind of played through Mortal Kombat already would have something to look forward to and want to play this game. So the game runs at 60 frames per second, just like its console counterparts, and the game looks phenomenal. The screen for the Vita is very high fidelity, so it really brings out the characters and the backgrounds as well. We couldn't be happier with the way the screen looks on the Vita. The backgrounds and the characters are very similar to the console versions of the games. We wanted to keep the personality of the characters and the personality of the backgrounds intact for these, so you'll notice that some of the same kind of design elements that we had for the backgrounds in Mortal Kombat are included for Mortal Kombat for the Vita as well. One of the things that we wanted to make for this game as well is to make it a little bit more accessible. You know, the Vita is going to bring in a lot more casual fans that might not have the hardcore kind of fighting game mentality that a lot of our audience for the console games were. So one of the ways that we were able to do that was to add the touchscreen fatalities. And it kind of brings the coolest part of Mortal Kombat, which is kind of doing a fatality, but makes it easier by letting you do the inputs by swiping the gestures on the screen. So for this version of the game, we have all of the characters plus the DLC characters that were available for Mortal Kombat. We have Freddy, Scarlet, Kenshi, Rain, and we also have Kratos, so it's the entire full Mortal Kombat roster. We also have an additional 16 costumes that weren't available in the console versions of the game that were made exclusively for Vita, including alternate costumes for the DLC characters. We think that that's something that fans are going to be really into. One of the other things that we wanted to design specifically for the Vita was an all-new challenge tower. The challenge tower is 150 missions that are kind of centered around sort of the things that the Vita allows us to do. And it gives us an opportunity to do things that we weren't able to do in the console game. First mission in the new bonus challenge tower, you get to play as Shao Kahn, which was something that fans were really asking for in the last game. So we kind of wanted to open really big with our bonus challenge tower. So your first mission is you actually play as Shao Kahn trying to beat Raiden, and there's an example of kind of the X-ray touchscreen, even though Brian missed it. So it's the full roster. It's all the characters that people have wanted. It's additional costumes that we didn't have, and the costumes are actually unlocked in the challenge tower as you ascend it. In the original console Mortal Kombat, you had to complete the entire challenge tower to get your bonus reward. In this challenge tower, we've kind of spread out the rewards as you ascend to kind of give people that compulsion loop to want to keep going to unlock that next costume. And when you get to the final mission, there's a pretty big reward this time. That's a lot bigger than the reward that we got for the original challenge tower. So this mission is kind of another kind of quirky thing that we were able to do. By utilizing the touchscreen, you're actually keeping Scorpion juggled up in the air for a number of seconds. It's pretty cool. It's Mortal Kombat-y. It has the kind of feel of it, but at the same time, it kind of keeps the basic touch mechanics that people are really familiar with, and it's really intuitive to do those kind of things. Do test your balance. Yeah. One of the other things that people have always liked about Mortal Kombat is kind of our test your missions. You know, we have test your sight, we have test your might, we have test your strike. We wanted to make a couple of versions that were exclusive to the Vita, and one of those things that we're talking about now is test your balance. You know, for some reason, somebody sadistically decided that they would have you balancing on a platform above a pit that has a bunch of numerous death traps in there, and the goal of it is, by using the Vita's accelerometer, is that you want to keep your character balanced on this platform for a set number of time. Different missions have different objectives. I believe this mission actually has body parts being thrown at you to kind of throw you a little bit off kilter. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where we have numerous different death traps, so it's not a reward that you're failing, but we figure that people are going to want to fail missions just so that they can see the numerous ways that you can die kind of falling down in this pit. And it takes advantage of the accelerometer on the Vita, and we thought that it was actually a pretty cool addition to that as well. It kind of fits in the whole lore of Mortal Kombat. This is another mission where we take advantage of the touchscreen. As you're fighting, the screen gets filled with blood, and you actually have to swipe away and clean it off so that you can actually keep on fighting. And again, this is just another creative way that we can incorporate kind of the touchscreen and these kind of intuitive motions into the core Mortal Kombat gameplay. So it's a nice marriage of the two worlds. Yeah, one of the other things too that we wanted to add is that we wanted to make content for even the most hardcore MK fan that has gone through normal Mortal Kombat and has unlocked everything and earned every trophy. We actually switched some of the trophies around, so there's new trophies for people to add, for people to earn in gameplay, and we've also added new art into the crypt that has never been seen before. So we have a lot of concept art for the DLC characters that just wasn't created when the console version of Mortal Kombat came out. So there's a little bit something for everybody in there. Even the most hardcore fan is going to find something to look for in this game. We are keeping this game on par with the console version of the game. So we're using the tweak variable system that we have in place with the console version of Mortal Kombat. So when that gets updated, this version will be updated as well. That way people who have both versions of it can practice out their combos, and they'll translate over to the console version as well. We wanted to keep them kind of the same so that it was the same game. We feel, a lot of the more hardcore players are probably going to go around and have this to train, and while they're taking the bus to school or whatever, and then they can come home and knock somebody out on the Big Brother version of it. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is another quirky mission. For some reason, someone's given Stryker a ridiculous number of fruit, and he's actually tossing them at Kenshi. And it's kind of a tug of war with your super meter. As he throws fruit, you want to slice it. As he throws grenades, you want to block it. And once you've filled up your super meter, you're going to perform your X-ray, and you'll win the match. So again, this is just using the kind of core engine of Mortal Kombat and incorporated into the Vita. Go Stryker. So Mortal Kombat for the Vita will be available spring 2012.